Right, so behind me here I've got my the world famous Volkswagen Golf R, and as you lot know, I've had a bit of a nightmare with this car. We've done an update video recently where Will was like, Calv, I'm a bit unsure about the state of your engine and the state of your gearbox. So I'm back at VRS today and Will wants to sort of lengthen on that conversation. There's a bit more to be said for the whole engine and gearbox situation. So yeah, Will's inside, the engine and gearbox are inside, and we're gonna just do a whole video talking about further issues with the Golf R. So, Will, so the plan is we're going to take the engine out of this, yeah?
No.
If only.
I'm sure our customer will be very happy with that.
So, come on, let's...
so, we needed to know whether or not the gearbox was knackered because it had an impact on the front from the crash. So that was the damage to the front, wasn't it? The big dint.
So just sort of up to date with where we're at, right? Last time you was suspected that there was issues.
I didn't know about the box. I said it's either going to damage the mechatronics or something behind it. I wasn't sure. Obviously the engine is there. That we thought that had been knackered, and it is. Okay. So if you want to have a quick look at that now.
Should we do the gearbox first?
Let's do the box first then.
So you was concerned that because this had been hit.
Yeah, because that should be flat. That's had a massive whack there.
Yeah.
What it has done is it's hit this board here, as you can see. It's split the board down there and around there, and then this part here actually comes off this coil. So what I've done now is I've managed to source
oh my god, really?
another board, yeah.
So hold on, this is like the brains of the gearbox, is
this is the mechatronics unit, and I've sourced the coil as well. So you can't buy these bits, but what happens is when something else fails on the mechatronics, these bits are still okay. Potentially, unless they fail. But I've got two good bits from another mechatronics that has had a speed sensor failure. I don't know where it's rubbed on the RPM sensor, so on the end.
Which is under there, yeah?
That bit there.
Okay, so is that a common fault, sorry?
Yeah, so what happens is that bearing collapses behind there, and this speed sensor drops down and rubs through that.
Oh, okay.
So then you get jolty gear change and things like that.
Which is definitely common, I've had that before.
Yeah, that's correct. So then you can buy that bearings about 15 quid, but it's about 1200 quid by the time you've bought everything else to go with it, and it's knackered the mechatronics, and if you can even get second-hand bits. New bits is a fortune. Yeah, well that's just to repair the box, let alone anything else. Depends, you can be lucky.
Yeah.
I put everything back together with a £15 bearing and it's alright. It's not usually common, but anyway.
So this unit's been hit.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace that and this board, but to replace that board I have to remove the mech. So I have took the bolts, I've undone the bolts.
Okay.
But what I did say to you earlier is I haven't taken this out yet, and I kind of wanted to do it in front of you just in case it's all mashed up inside. I thought it'd make a good video. And I think your face is a bit. And I'm not gonna tease you, but.
So hold on, potentially when you take this off, this is the gears inside beyond this.
I think it'd be all right, but at the end of the day, the car was moving when it was crashed, so they can strip third and fourth gear. There's not that much shrapnel come out the end, so I'm kind of confident with that. And then the only other thing is if it's got there's another speed sensor on the middle of the shaft here. Okay. As long as that's not spinning on the shaft, then the box is usable. We'll just replace these bits.
So potentially can have good or bad news anytime now.
Yeah, so pull that out.
Suspense, Will. It looks clean to me.
So there's no bits of shrapnel there. You see in the magnets in there, you got a little bit of swarf, which isn't uncommon. That's the other bit there.
Yeah.
That's you got a speed sensor there. Look, and then you got one there. They come off the back of these.
Hammer might not pick that up, but
they're RPM signal sensors there.
Okay.
And these are gear position. So that's how it all works and knows where it is and all that. So
okay.
It's clever bit of kit.
Yeah.
And you've got your pump there, which pumps all the fluid. But looking inside that, it looks like it's got all the teeth currently.
So you can literally see, the camera's not quite picking up, but you can see the teeth.
You can see the teeth of the box
just through there.
If I use my trusty phone, that looks pretty good in there.
Amazing.
I'm surprised.
I am, because usually with my car,
anything to do with you, it's absolutely mullered. But That all looks okay. So yeah, that's cool. That's a good start then. So let me turn off. You know what it's like when you leave your torch on your phone, it's in your pocket.
Yeah.
So that's that. We knew when you had the car originally, I always said to you, I can't really go any further because of the clutch.
The power, yeah, the power was too much.
So we were
for the
always restricted. That's why we couldn't really run the car flat out on race fuel or do any big glory runs and things like that.
Yeah.
So taking it apart,
yeah.
that shouldn't be that colour.
Okay.
So that looks like somebody's.
What is that colour from heat?
Yes, that's basically heat from the bottom. That's the bottom of the clutch.
Okay.
So that's the friction face there, but the back of it it's been that hot where it's been touching here.
Okay.
Obviously that's where it's meant to touch. But if you go through the plates, these should all be silver. All these spots here are heat spots. And what happens is when you look at the plate, you won't be able to see it, but they bend. They become like a conical washer.
Okay.
And what that does is it doesn't grip then, it only grips on not the full face. So these plates here won't grip on the full face.
So that causes it to slip.
But if you can feel it, if you can push in like that in the bottom,
yeah.
that means that plate's bent. You can get straight edges to put these on, but if you look, I mean that's the same. The heat transfer there on the other side's really bad. These are obviously friction plates. Again, there's a really hot spot there. So
your clutch
had a hard life.
Oh, sorry, mate. I've never seen a clutch in pieces in my life before.
Well, this is a wet clutch.
Okay.
So this is like what a BMW DCT box would be like,
okay.
or a GTR gearbox inside. So these are all wet clutches. So the more pressure the pump pumps into there, the more fluid goes in, the more this should grip, basically.
So is there like a couple of them per gear then?
So you got one for the odd gears, one for the even gears.
Okay.
So you got clutch 1 and clutch 2. So this is clutch 2, that's clutch 1 there. So then again, that's the top where it touches on there. That's the cover.
Yep.
That all sits in that outside there.
Yep.
And then you've got this plate here, which sits on the inside of those teeth, which basically puts the drive into the clutch pack. That all goes through, and but basically that all comes through onto this.
Okay.
So that sits in the outside teeth of there, and
Yep.
that goes onto your flywheel. So
Okay.
your flywheel drives that, which that sits in here,
Yep.
drives that. What can happen when these are abused as well, these little teeth here break off, then that just spins.
Well, you said that to me before.
But that's actually fine, so it's not that bad.
So sorry, what is that section there?
So that's the bit that goes on the front of the clutch.
Well, what's it called? Is it
Just like a drive plate, I
Okay,
suppose.
okay.
So, and this is your other clutch, again, smaller clutch.
smaller clutch pack? Yeah.
So, again, it's got lots of heat on there. And you can see, as we go through the plates,
Yeah.
got lots of heat. Again, front and back.
Blimey.
So, it's been really hot.
So this is a stock Golf R clutch, yeah?
It is, yeah.
And it was obviously pretty good up to like 600 horsepower, this clutch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's the torque that kills the clutch rather than the power.
Okay.
Potentially, so it's the torque and like in a sixth gear, you know, you're increasing the torque massively on the motorway. If you've got 500 pounds-feet in sixth gear, the load on the car's incredible.
immense, yeah,
So that's why they go. So that one goes inside this, and then that goes sort of in there, and then that actually sits over that in the box, so you can see the drive. So that's what drives that box.
Yep.
They drive that.
Yep.
This drives those, and that drives that from the engine. So it's all.
So the engine's
there.
linked to that, and then it sends the power through
Correct.
there.
And then the same with this one.
And then hold on, the gears on the inside dictate the speed that will spin at, yeah?
Correct. And then this one is your other clutch, the larger clutch. That also goes on a shaft, which is the same thing, and that is also driven by these on the outside and then into there. So they're in and out in teeth, basically.
Blimey.
And that's a quick.
No, that's a good explanation. I think a lot of people will value.
It's a quick explanation there. I mean, obviously,
It's good.
yeah, it's to explain it. Well, no one really cares about the clutch.
Do you know what? I think they will. I think they will absolutely love this because I don't think many people will see an in-depth explanation of the inside of a Golf R gearbox or any gearbox, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to see it in pieces like that. And
So with this one,
Yeah.
we're going to fit a new clutch pack. It comes complete from the dealer. We're going to put a stock clutch pack in it.
Okay.
Because if you were to buy like a decent clutch for this, so like £3.5 plus VAT
Blimey.
for a billet clutch pack, that's a lot of money.
that's a lot of dollars.
And they don't drive nice afterwards.
Oh,
it's a race clutch.
Okay.
So it's for a race car. People expect them to drive nice. You can mess about with the software for hours and hours and hours, and you can every box code, as in software version, has different parts in it as well, so that makes it more complicated. So it's better stock clutch in there. That's what most people run in these.
Okay, cool.
So, and for what you're doing with a car,
I want a daily drive.
No, you don't want a race clutch in it. It'll be awful,
definitely not. And we run it with a stock clutch before, and it was obviously absolutely fine. So
exactly. So then that's that. So I'm going to put new clutch in it, set it all up, fix the mechatronics, put that back in, drain all the oil out, and then put it all back together. It's going on the engine. So we've got another engine for it. So
the
stock engine.
That's the previous engine there.
Yep.
And that's no good.
Yeah, so if you come just behind and just have a look in, and you can see where the impacts hit the boost pipe, peeled that under. That's the reminiscence of the Moroso sump, the gated sump, and it smashed the oil pump clean off the engine under here.
Blimey.
Then the oil pump chain's been sheared off the end of the crank.
Yeah.
And it's basically...
It's a mess.
Yeah.
So all these bits can come off of this engine, so we've since ordered a new engine, yeah?
I've got you a complete engine.
Wow.
Complete engine minus turbo is what we've got, because we didn't need a turbo. So we will put that in that car with the V5 turbo that's been checked by Turbo Technics. That's all back now, so we'll put it back in, we'll reconnect all the meth. We've got an intercooler to try on the car, so we're going to put that on, and then we'll go from there.
So this engine, it's a stock engine, isn't it? So it's not the thing that made the power really was the meth.
It's just the turbo. Fuel. It's air and fuel makes the power.
Okay.
You've got more fuel by running the higher pressure pump and everything.
Cool. Yeah.
You've got more air by running the turbo.
Yeah.
And then that's about it, really.
So these engines, they're forged, aren't they? Or they're part forged?
I mean, the pistons have got like steel inserts under the ring landings on these, because you can see them.
Okay.
But you can see that in the piston. So they're quite strong.
Yeah.
The rods are quite strong as well.
There's quite a lot for a stock engine to go from 300 brake to 600 brake.
It is. They can blow up. The problem you've got is in anything mass produced, there's going to be parts that become faulty or are faulty from new, and it's pot luck whether your car has that part in it. This didn't. This engine broke. This particular engine broke by impact. The previous engine broke by incorrect parts fitted for the application that they were running it at. Yeah. Or maybe poor advice, I don't know. Whereas this one, obviously the new one that's going in, it might have a faulty part and blow up.
You just don't know.
But that's your problem, not mine.
But for daily driving, hopefully, it'll be alright, won't it?
It'll drive lovely. Lovely. Thing is, all we're trying to do is enhance what Volkswagen did. Obviously, now we don't push these as far as we used to, because we've done so many. We're kind of out there to prove a point. That's not really what we're about now. But with this one, I will put it back how you want it.
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
But it's not something we do at the minute. You
don't want things bursting at their balls because you call.
Well, the problem is some people don't understand that it's their risk.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to do that and they come to, I've not found them in the street, said, let me do this to your car. When it breaks, I'll love to pay for it.
Yeah, but they've come to you.
So it's kind of like
the limits.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just feel like I don't feel there's more speed in the car by doing that sometimes.
I agree. I've driven.
There's a lot of extra heat made. And you get like a Willy Wavering power figure that you can go down the pub and but it doesn't make the car any faster necessarily.
Okay, so we'll see what power we end up with when we dyno it eventually.
I think we're gonna. You don't know, but we're gonna take this to pod when it's done.
Yeah. Oh, really?
yeah. And we'll go and we'll run it down the strip, and we'll see what it does. I've got drag tyres, everything for it. So.
Oh, wicked!
Yeah.
Bloody hell, another video, man. I like the sound of that.
So, but I want to see what it does with the stock engine. And so a couple of different power levels. Yeah. So we're going to tune it on the day as well.
Okay, so the plan really from now is you're going to get the engine and gearbox in. Is that a big job?
Not really.
It's a lot of labour involved.
2 days work really to do it nice.
Yeah.
You know, anyone can throw an engine back in quick with an air gun and a load of other stuff, but we're going to try and put it in with everything as it was factory. So if there's broken clips, replace the clips. If not, just throw it in with a load of. Yeah. So I'm going to put it in so the car's nice. Because obviously you're not going to keep this car. You're saying you are, but I don't think you are.
Do I keep anything?
No. So we'll probably buy it back again, no doubt. But, but it's got to be right at the end of the day. So we're just going to make it right. And so then if someone does go to Santa Pod, and I want to take you to Santa Pod, and I want you to do a 10.
I'd love to do that.
I want you to do a 10 in it, or a mid 10, or whatever we can do.
Imagine
so we'll
that.
see. Yeah, that's the idea.
Cool. All right then. Well, yeah. We'll leave you to it and then put back in a couple of weeks with an update video of hopefully the car running, yeah?
Yes, definitely.
Cool. Right, so there is another little update on the Golf R. I like to keep you up to date with what's going on because I always get comments and messages and people asking, hey, what's going on with the Golf R? So at least you know that, yeah, the disastrous crashed KS Golf R is even more of a disaster now, but things are slowly moving forward. We've had the bodywork done, got the wheels fitted, brand new tyres, and the engine and gearbox situation is now been assessed and we know where we're going with it. We've got a new engine on a pallet, literally it's just arrived in the last couple of days at VRS as well, so it's just a case of now leaving Will and the guys here at VRS to get on with it and yeah, get it running. The plan is, I'll say the plan, what we hope to achieve is I want to drive this car to my car show at the end of June. So for those that don't know, I'm doing my own car event, CCD the event 2022 at Findon in Northampton, which is quite local to where we are now at VRS, and I don't have a car to drive there. I don't currently have my own car. I would love to arrive at my own event in the Golf R. This car is special to me, it's special to my channel, and I want to show you lot what it looks like in person. But I don't want to jinx myself, I don't want to like throw a spanner in the works. It might not happen because I know in my luck something will go wrong, but if all goes well, I'll be at my event at Sunday the 26th of June in the Golf R. Like I say, if you have not bought yourself a ticket yet to come along, you're all invited. It'd be great to meet you all. I'll put a link to the ticket website in the description below, alright? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Big shout out again to Will, he's actually straight on the engine, look. Where is he? Getting ready to get that light in the car, ready to drive. So yeah, hit like if you like this video, hit subscribe if you're new to my channel for a new video every Wednesday and Sunday at 6 o'clock, and if you're on Instagram, give me a follow on Instagram at Calvin's Car Diary. We'll also link all of VRS's stuff in the description below, so do check them out as well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.